Bringing flammable items into the cabin is prohibited. Our flight to Vienna was delayed on account of a minor accident. The plane blew up and the plane into the ocean, killing all the people on board. They are working around the clock, looking into the cause of the crash. Unfortunately, few passengers survived the catastrophe. The aviation expert analyzed the statistics in detail. On behalf of all the staff, I'd like to express my sympathy for the victims. In a sense, he is to blame for the disaster. The vehicles are inspected for defects every 3 months. I was amazed to see that our utility bills came to so much. Trying to force it off, Mom yelled in a rage. Tighten the reeds so the food doesn't go bad. Can I borrow your scissors? Sure, here yours. You can substitute some transparent glue for a needle and thread. I dyed this fabric in stress. I'm getting rid of this leather jacket because it's worn out at the elbows. Add some flowers to the mixture and stir it until it becomes thick. What should we do with the leftovers? Keep them in the fridge for now. I'll keep them in the microwave later. I could have laid out all the money on a new PC, but on second thought, I decided to put some aside for a rainy day. A cell phone has become something of a necessity, and I can't do without it. No sooner had I sat back and relaxed than she laid the baby down and laid down beside him. Put this stuff away. It's in the way. When the kids made believe they were dinosaurs, they were scolded by their mother. After he bumped into the shelf, the priceless china shuddered in the... Can you keep an eye on my kids for a while? I need to pick up Ken. No problem. Our neighbor told us to make a mess in his yard. Does Darrell resembles big sisters in a baby. You can't tell them apart. As a rule, twins have a lot in common. I'm tired of doing the laundry and someone. My favorite pastime is crawling along the shore. It's pleasant. I'm exhausted. Let's take a break in the shade. Why not? Bob, this vending machine is out of order. Oh no, I'm dying of thirst. He fainted with hunger and fatigue, but came to after a while. The auditorium was empty except for a single piece of furniture. Any apartment will do as long as the rent is low. I'm not particular about it. His 60-year-old cousin inherited a piece of real estate by a lake. So much for small talk. Let's get down to business. Lucy resented the aggressive salesman trying to make her sign a contract. There are a number of factors discouraging us from investing in stocks. Japan imports various raw materials and exports manufactured goods. In the course of its economic development, Japan abandoned its traditional value. The world is faced with unprecedented crisis. In short, the purpose of regulations is to protect domestic industries. In order to keep up its competitiveness in the world, Japan must undertake sweeping deregulation in earnest. We cannot turn our backs on desperate people who are at risk. The parliament decided to provide broadband countries with financial aid. Some say British monarchy should be abolished. What do you think? They sought shelter from the attack, but found no place to hide. There's a real prospect that the two countries will make significant progress in disarmament. The negotiations are underway. Before long, they will enter a crucial phase. The slaves are anxious to alter their destinies. The aristocrats abuse their privileges to their heart's content. The revolution itself bore no fruit after all. Bob cut in on the conversation saying, "I'm against it," but everybody ignored him. We skipped his turn on purpose. He saw someone being bullied, but he turned a blind eye. When Nick and I cheated on an exam, I was suspended from school. As for Nick, he got away with it. They are hostile to each other because they are just wealth and status. I hate him. He behaves as if he was somebody. In spite of a compliment, he frowned and turned away. He was so rude. He claimed the government's property as if disposed of him. The more stubborn you are, the more isolated you become. Don't beat around the bush. What am I supposed to do? Just wait and see. Time will tell. Please hand in assignment by email no later than 5 p.m. on June 10th. Joe is anything but diligent. That's why he flunked math again. His thesis doesn't make sense. To begin with, it seems obscure. His essay was concise to the point. How are you going to deal with this complicated problem? Leave it to me. It's a piece of cake. Nick, I want you to look this over before turning in. Sorry, but I have my hands full right now. What if I don't meet the deadline? I bet he'll get mad at you. Your summary leaves nothing to be desired, apart from a terrible handwriting. You ought to think over whether the premise is valid or not. Above all, scientific terms call for precise definitions.